All right, let's do something different. Normally, I would play a voicemail right now, but I got a really great message from a viewer a few days ago who said, David, I used to work at Circuit City when I was in high school, just like you did. Can you tell another Circuit City story? Because I love the story. So I'm going to tell a Circuit City story. You guys tell me, is this at all interesting? This is the Circuit City story that included me being investigated for insurance fraud. All right. I think that this is a funny story. You tell me. Here's a reality. At Circuit City, we used to be on commission. Circuit City went bankrupt. It's like a Best Buy type chain for people who don't remember Circuit City. And I worked there from the time I was a junior in high school through freshman in college. I sold computers, laptops, and digital cameras. We made commission. Okay. It turned out that I did really well in that job. And when I was 17, so it was basically like my senior year of high school, essentially, I sold a ton of these laptops and whatever, and I made $48,000. And this was back in 2002, it would have been 2002 and 2001, 2002. Anyways, somewhere around there, which was an insane amount of money for a 17 into 18-year-old to be making. Inflation adjusted, I don't even know what that would be. And I just enjoyed doing it. I built a rapport with people. I enjoyed chatting with people. I did really well in that job. And one of the things I did sort of stupidly was I got a nice audio system for my car, for the car that I drove at the time. This nothing I would do now. But at the time, I liked listening to loud music, and I got one of these systems with subwoofers and amps and, all this different stuff. And one morning, my mom comes into my room to wake me up and says, I don't want to alarm you. This was like 6 a.m. I don't want to alarm you, but did you remove the wheels from your car last night? To which I popped up in bed and said, remove the wheels? What are you talking about? Immediately, my heart rate's going 180 and I'm running out to the garage to figure out what's going on. I get out to the garage. My car has no wheels. The wheels are gone. The car is on cinder blocks, or not even cinder blocks. It's on like a spare tire on one side, and I don't even remember what else on the other. Window is smashed. All my audio stuff is gone. My CDs are gone. At the time, music was on CD. Everything's gone. It's just the car's been ripped to shreds. It's totally destroyed. So we do what everybody does. You call the police. You file a police report. You file an insurance claim. On the insurance claim, I put the equipment I had. And remember, I was only 18 at the time, 17, 18 at the time, but I was doing really well in a job. I had zero expenses, so I spent a bunch of money on this audio system. Very quickly, we are notified. We're sending an insurance investigator to take a statement. They're going to be interviewing you. This will be recorded, and you are allowed to have an attorney present if you want. Now, as I see this, and I go, what on earth is going on? So we show it to a lawyer friend of the family, and he says, this to me strikes me as they suspect some kind of fraud. Is everything you told them legit? Yeah, I've got the receipts. I've got all this different stuff. He says, okay, be prepared with your tax return, be prepared for everything. This insurance adjuster shows up. I remember we sit on my mom's porch. My mommy was allowed to be there with me for the insurance fraud interview. This guy puts a recorder on the table. Big, strong guy, burly man, mustache, eyeglasses. I remember the whole thing. And he starts asking questions. And he says, okay, these are the receipts you submitted for the items that were supposedly stolen. Is that right? Yes, sir. Yes, they are. Okay. How much money did you make last year? I go, I made $48,000. He goes, And you're in high school? Yeah. Okay. How did you make that? Oh, I work at Circuit City. How much do you make per hour? No, we make commission. You can make really as much as you're able to. Do you have a tax return that proves that that's how much you made? I go, yes, I do. I pull out the tax return, and at the time I would go to like H&R Block to have it prepared. Here's my tax return, 48,000, and change. He goes, who prepared this tax return? I go, I don't know. This lady from H&R Block, here's her name. Do you know this woman personally? No. And obviously, this guy's gears are going, and he's saying there's no way this kid bought this stuff because no one his age would be able to afford to buy this stuff. Oh, now there's a tax return that says he made $48,000. The tax return must have been conspired. He conspired with an H&R Block person to do the tax return. At the end of the day, I had everything this guy wanted. And 2 weeks later, I get a letter from the insurance company where they say, despite the fact that you submitted all of these receipts, we have determined that your policy maxes out at $1,000 for whatever the category, like add-on electronics or things that didn't come with the car, whatever the case may be. You are free to pursue a claim through your homeowner's insurance instead, since the vehicle was parked in your garage at the time. So this entire investigation takes place. I'm worried they're going to bring me to jail. I've got all the documentation. And at the end of the day, they don't give me the money anyway, because they go, oh, the policy's limited to $1,000. Why didn't they just start with that? I don't know. I'm sure there's insurance policy rules or whatever. So that's the only other good Circuit City story I can think of. The insurance fraud investigation, all related to my job there. So those were the days. Those were the days. All right, we've got a great bonus show coming up for you today. We will talk about this guy, Dean Phillips, running against Joe Biden, who is loaning his own campaign money. Why? He has no shot. We'll talk about it. Alabama's mayor has apparently taken their own life after, I guess we call it being outed. It's a horrible story, which we will discuss. And we will also talk about $16 billion for improvements to Amtrak authorized by the Biden administration. All of those stories and more on the bonus show.
Oh, the bonus show where you want to make money. Everybody else that makes money to fund themselves is bad.
Exactly. Sign up at joinpacman.com. We'll see you then.